Today marks 3 weeks since I've quit my corporate job to pursue my dream of opening a board game lounge. Welcome to Comfy Cozy Games. I'm Aisha, and here's what happened this week. So the first 2 weeks were a blur. I had a set schedule where I would go and work on the business maybe for the first half of the day. Luckily for me, my son was in summer camp, so it made it perfectly easy for me to take him to camp, work, pick him up. This is the third week, and during this week, he's off of summer camp, so it was just me. And I was not prepared for this huge adjustment in life. So that's something that just came out of left field, where I was like, what? So that was really interesting. So no further ado, let's get to it, and you could see how my week went. Good morning. I am getting used to having to control my schedule more now that I quit my day job. So my goal is to be getting up before 9 and leaving the house by 9. It is 8:30. What's helping me this week is my son is in summer camp, so he's got to be there at 9. I am just waiting for him to come out. I will be taking him to camp and then going to a coffee shop nearby to work. So he's in camp for almost 3 hours. I'll work there, go pick him up again. We usually get lunch or a snack afterwards, and then depending on the week, I go home with him or I take him to his dad's house. And this week he's with his dad, so I'll drop him off afterwards. Then today's objectives for work: I am going to start emailing companies for my new team building. It's like my I'm gonna start doing game nights for corporate teams, who basically, for people who like hate those team building, like let's go, I don't know, axe throwing or something like that, to bond with people we work with. I'll be doing my game nights for them. So I've got a list of companies that I've gathered, and my goal is to kind of send it over, see if they're interested in us doing a game night during the day for their employees. So, and I'm really nervous because I've never done that before. I've been doing game nights just for public game nights for whoever wants to play. And I'm guessing that with the corporate ones, they're probably going to want it during the daytime, which works, but that means I'll have to do it by myself without my partner. And it's just a little nerve-wracking because most employees, I'm hoping to get like 15 max. Anything more than that, I'm probably going to want him to be there because that's a lot to host. So that's one thing. The next thing is I need to follow up with any emails. I have contacted, I want to say 2 or 3 venues that I've done a game night with, trying to get them on my calendar. It's July right now. We're in the middle of July. So my goal is to try to be 2 months ahead, which I've not done before, of game night, so I can start actually promoting it and letting people know more than 2 weeks out to be like, we're having a game night. Right now I am in the middle of August. I do have a couple in October. September is completely open, so I'm trying to fill those spots. I will also be following up with a few of our founders from my birthday fundraiser. So the fundraiser I had last time, or we just had our birthday fundraiser, and it was like the end of June. We hit 1 year, so we're asking for founders to be like, would you like to be a founder? You will donate $15 and your name will be on our founders wall, and it'll be really cute. So the people who have donated enough to plan their own game night, that's one of the perks, get to plan a theme. Oh, my son is here. I will update y'all in a minute. All right, just made it. I had to spend time trying to delete data. I guess I maxed out my my video, so I gotta go buy a camera or whatever. We are at the store, so let's go walk in, see what we got. After wandering the store for far too long, I was able to track someone down, and I found some. Let's do this. Look at these lights. Well, you can't see. All right, back to that paid parking lot, and then finally to the casino. I don't know why I said casino. Coffee place. Gotta pay for parking. Day 5 of working at a local cafe. Let's get some stuff done. I wanted to bring you along this week so that you could see how my day-to-day goes when working in this business. I'm still learning. I'm new. I've been doing this a little over a year, and I am still trying to shave down certain things to get to where I feel I need to be. So the thing no one tells you about quitting your day job and going full-time into your own business is that certain things will throw you off of your game. You know it's going to be hard because marketing, you are wearing so many hats. You're the one who has to push yourself to do things. You are doing accounting. For me, I'm planning events. I am on social media. I'm reaching out to small business owners. But none of those things was an issue for me this week. I can tell you that my biggest struggle was structure. And honestly, that was something I was worried about before I quit. But in the back of my head, I was kind of like, it's not going to be that hard. I get up for work. I can get up for this work. And as you can see, that was something I struggled at this entire week because my son is no longer in summer camp for this week and he's on vacation with his fam. It's just me. I have to be accountable for. So I'd be like, all right, my goal is to get out of the house by 9. I can go run a bunch of errands. But it was a struggle. I was just like, well, I could just work at home. Yeah. And the first day of me not doing my task list, to say the least, it was very disorienting for me. That's something that I'm going to push into this upcoming week is really pushing for structure, pushing for me to leave the house because I struggle with depression and other mental illnesses that I am just actively having to work against. So if I don't leave the house, I low-key get depressed. And it also messes my schedule up where it can roll over until the next day. So that's just something I know I have, and I know that structure is good for me. There's always just something in the back of my head that's just like, well, we're totally gonna do it. We just stay home and watch anime and then work on the laptop. It's not gonna be that hard. Well, it was hard. Yesterday, pretty much the whole day was gone. One, because I wasn't able to stick to my structure. I was able to leave the house and I ran a couple errands. I went to the library which I love, but there were technical difficulties. I could not figure out how to get my headphones to the laptop. And the whole point of me going to the library was so that I could edit videos, and I'm not going to be playing that on speaker, right? So I literally was just messing around with it for far too long and was like, I can't do this. Left the library, came home and was like, I'm totally gonna work out at home. By this time, half the day was gone and I was just exhausted. I was like, I can't do this. And I fell into a little bit of depression where it was just really hard for me to identify what to do next. I have these task bracelets that I've just started using to try to help me do these tasks, a physical reminder. However, yesterday I put on a lot of tasks and it turned into oh my gosh, look all the stuff I haven't done yet. These physical handcuffs is what it felt like yesterday. So I'm gonna try it again. I'll go over with you on what is on my tasks list, and I am going to work on fixing my structure because it probably was maybe 8 p.m. or so before I got back into where I wanted. So, and I know this, and I know I do this, and it's just something I struggle with. And I just have to remind myself, like, look, this is just something you're struggling with. We have to set yourself up for success because otherwise I will legit miss a day or worse, 2 days. And if you're like me, that can snowball very quickly before you know it, the week is over, right? So, and it's always hard to stop once you've, it's always hard to start once you've stopped, right? To just get it going again. It's a new day. I'm working on structure. If you guys have any advice you could give me, let me know in the comments because I'd love to hear. These task bracelets I just started this week. I am hoping they work, but maybe there's some other things that work for y'all, or maybe I'm not doing task bracelets right. If you use these, let me know. Any tips or tricks would be helpful, and I will keep you guys updated until next week.